Hi, and thanks for joining us on another episode of our Classic Roast series, where we dip into the archive of this show's rich history. We begin tonight with December 17, 1982, the day when random breath testing was introduced into New South Wales. Today, new random breath testing legislation by the New South Wales government has come into force in an effort to clamp down on drunk drivers. And since you can't scull a fact, this has been explained to Australians through the only way they know to consume legislative information: a jingle.
How will you go when you sit for the test? Will you be under R5 or under arrest?
How would you go when you sit for the test? Will you be under R5 or under arrest? Hey, Clark, what's been the public reaction to these new RBTs?
It's bullshit, Tom. The police keep shifting the goalposts and the signposts. And that tree back there. See, I only just finished memorising all the old tests. I knew my backward alphabet, I could touch my nose with my eyes shut, and I could just finish learning that whole straight line thing.
You mean walking?
Harder than it looks, Tom.
Yeah, look, this isn't that kind of test, Clark. It measures your blood alcohol.
Blood alcohol? Isn't that what they give you at church? No, I haven't touched a drop of it. I've just been drinking straight scotch.
Ah, so you have been drinking.
Of course, it's a day of the week. And I do things better when I'm drunk. I flirt better when I'm drunk. I dance better when I'm drunk. I drink better when I'm drunk, you know? No one concentrates harder on the road than a drunk Clark. I don't care what happens on it. If a cow comes out in front of me, another car, a person, they're all just obstacles between me and the road. A sober driver is a scared driver, Tom, and being scared on the roads is how accidents happen.
Clark, I'm just dumbfounded by your ignorant, stupid attitude, mate.
Thank you.
Now, this new initiative's been introduced to make our roads safer, okay? And here you are, acting the idiot, being a danger to yourself and others.
That's just what Officer Buzzkill here said. You sound exactly like a guy I work with. Breathe. Out.
Oh my God, you blew a 4? You should be dead.
If you were a real friend, you'd be happy for me. That's a PB. So long, suckers!
No, Clark, I wouldn't. No, just. But look, with the introduction of this roadside breath testing, police are hoping that roads will become a safer place. Mark Humphries has always enjoyed a drink. Mark, I guess you'll be leaving the car at home from now on.
Oh, au contraire, Tom. I'm driving more than ever. It's the best thing that's happened to me since the release of the Walkman. Now I can listen to all my favourite tracks on the go.
Oh, no, Mark, not you too. Look, I know you love a beer, but you just can't go and...
Love beer, Tom. Not me. I've always hated beer. But this RBT initiative is great. It's like I've been given the right to stay sober and not be bullied by so-called real men. I don't like the taste of yeast, Tom, and I don't want to drink it by the midi.
Right, so you're saying that random breath testing gives you an excuse?
It's the perfect excuse. I'm no longer a sissy nose schooner. I'm a designated driver. I've never been more popular, Tom. Friends I haven't spoken to in years are calling me up and asking me to come out on the town with them. I've got people staying over 6 nights a week. I'm respected. I'm admired. I'm king of the drunks.
And you don't find it dull to go out and be the only sober one in the group?
I'm a glass is half full kind of guy, Tom, and my glass is half full of creaming soda. I don't need alcohol to tear up the dance floor. Life is my elixir. And if the conversation gets a little dull, I've always got my Walkman. I can listen to all my favourite tracks on the go, Tom.
Well, that is definitely handy.
And on top of that, some bars are even promising designated drivers free soft drinks. It's great. Usually you'd pay 50 cents for a schooner of pub squash. No, I can't afford that kind of money. I spend all my cash on this Sony Walkman.
Right, well, it does sound like everything's working out for you.
Yes, it is. And the best thing is that I'm safe knowing I can get on the roads without fear of the drink drivers out there. Was that Clark?
Yeah, he's still out there. So not only is this a boon for the teetotalers, but also for the cab industry, with RBTs spooking drinkers into paying for the ride home. David Ferrier, you drive cabs on the weekend because you like those bead seat things. You must be pleased with the rise in business.
No, I'm not happy at all.
Oh, but you're getting more business than ever.
Yes, but have you ever spoken to a drunk person, Tom?
I just crossed a Clark.
They're so boring. They're always talking about their loser friends or their crummy families or some dumb joke they've heard. I mean, I like a joke as much as the next man, but you need to remember the punchline.
But surely you didn't get into cab driving for the sparkling conversation.
Actually, I did. Didn't really think it through.
Now, as someone who spends so much time on the roads, you must feel safer at least with all these dangerous drivers out of the way.
They're not out of the way, Tom. They're in my back seat.
Well, that's true, but it's still better than them being under arrest. How will you go when you sit for the test? Will you be under row 5? Under arrest. And from losing your licence to losing your Prime Minister, we turn now to the summer of 1967, when our beloved leader mysteriously disappeared. Seriously though, his body was never found. Let's watch. Hello and good evening, Australia. It's Sunday, December 17, 1967, and all's well in the nation. No big news to report about Harold Holt or anything else. Definitely no terrifying national emergencies unfolding as we speak. So if you're watching this and you're from a foreign country, say one of those communist ones, honestly, turn off the television now. It's just going to be boring, cheap prices mostly. So nothing of national strategic significance. We'll see you back here in a couple of minutes. All right then, see you soon. Bye now. Bye. They're gone. Right, we're buggered. Australia, the Prime Minister is missing. I am not even kidding. He went swimming and now he's gone. All right, Harold Holt is gone. Mr. Holt, if you're watching this, please come home. Your country misses you. Also, thank you for watching. Now obviously there's a search underway down at Cheviot Beach in Melbourne where the Prime Minister was last seen. And we cross there now to Clark Richards for the latest. Clark, found anything yet?
Harold! Harold!
Clark,
Oh, hello, Tom.
any sign of the Prime Minister?
Oh,
no, it's all right. It's just Australians watching.
then, no, I can't find him anywhere. We're buggered.
Good point, Clark. We simply have to find him. It's an embarrassment for us all. No other country's ever lost a Prime Minister.
Oh, don't worry. I've got everyone on it, Tom. Lifesavers, local fishermen, the Army, the Navy, the Chinese Navy, the Airborne...
I'm sorry, the Chinese Navy?
Yes, Tom. There was a submarine just off to my right here.
You're in the ocean?
Yes. I'm just retracing the Prime Minister's steps.
Well, I'd watch out for that,
Get out of it. No.
Clark? Probably some sort of shark. So with Mr. Holt still missing, and possibly now also Clark, we all need to do our part. Check your local lost and found bins, your council pickups, perhaps call the Deputy Prime Minister's parents and ask if he and Harold were having some sort of a sleepover. Also tomorrow, we'll be organising a national Easter egg hunt, where the Easter egg is Prime Minister Harold Holt. Bring the kids along, have a photo with the wacky search and rescue clowns, and be sure not to invite any foreign nationals. Now though, we cross to Nick Richardson, who's up by the old abandoned lighthouse. Nick, where are we in terms of solving this mystery?
Well, Thomas, based on an existing study of photographs of the Prime Minister, the leading theory is that Harold simply disappeared into the ocean with these women for a sexy underwater party.
Sexy underwater party.
Though, as humans, breathing underwater could prove problematic. That explained by theory number 2, that Harold Holt is actually a merman, pictured here with Neptune's trident emerging from the sea. Look at him, trying to adjust to life on land. It's incredible he had us fooled for so long.
Yes, if true, he kept his gills and webbed feet well hidden. But Nick, what of the theory that he was in fact a Chinese spy and was picked up by a secret Chinese submarine?
Nothing to it, old chap. According to his wife, he didn't even like Chinese cooking, which is why experts assure me that Merman Prime Minister returning to his seaweed kingdom is the most likely scenario and the only one worth pursuing.
Nick, who are these experts?
Well, I was handed this helpful information by Mr. Lee Wei Smith, a Mr. Yang Ying Jones, and a Mr. Wang Chow Brown. Now there's a bunch of true blue Aussies who really know how to help out a chap in a crisis.
Yes, well, seeing as we currently have no Prime Minister, do we still have politics? Mark Humphries is in the country's capital at Parliament House. Mark, politics?
There's still politics, Tom. We're trying our best. Just because Mum isn't home doesn't mean we're not making dinner. We're still sending Prime Minister Harold Holt to political occasions abroad. But Prime Minister Harold Holt is actually just two children standing on top of each other in a suit.
Couldn't we perhaps just send our Deputy Prime Minister, John McEwen?
Well, I don't know if a child could support Mr. McEwen, but we could give it a shot.
And how has the opposition responded to this crisis?
They're mourning, Tom. Mourning and campaigning. Have you seen their new television advertisement?
The next election is about being alive. Who do you trust to improve the economy? Harold Holt, drowned Chinese merman, or Gough Whitlam? Alive. For Labour. We swim between the flags. Canberra.
Effective.
No, disgusting, Tom. I tell you, we wouldn't have had this whole kerfuffle if Robert Menzies hadn't just retired. He wouldn't even dip his toe in the water. Not in that suit.
Now, Mark, I'm going to have to interrupt you there because we're getting an update on Clark's whereabouts. Clark, are you all right?
Doing great, Tom. This spring rolls, delicious.
Clark, where are you?
I can't say, Tom. I don't speak Chinese, but I do eat it. Yum. How could Harold Holt not like me?
I'm sorry, Clark, are you there with Prime Minister Howe? I'm just hearing that our foreign viewers are back. So that's $4.50 per kilo of wool. Seems entirely reasonable to me. And that was Sheepwatch. So in summary, that's wool, still available, Prime Minister, still alive, Australian politics, still going swimmingly. Good night. And Harold Holt is still missing. So if you've seen a 105-year-old Prime Minister wandering around, most likely damp, please send him home. Australia needs closure. Good night.